Coronavirus is still a thing. Racial protests in America are still a thing. Donald Trump is still a thing. Yeah, I know we're not supposed to call people things, but in this case, he's a thing. My hair is a thing. There are so many things. And when there are things, I am filled with emotion. And when I am filled with emotion, I make a YouTube video. So here we are to talk about things. Welcome to City English. I'm Cherri. City, C.I.T.Y, stands for Can I Teach You? Can I teach you has two meanings. One meaning is permission. May I teach you? Is it okay with you? The other meaning is ability. Can I teach you? Do I have the skills? Welcome to City English. Today, I want to talk about racism in America. So let me explain. I have seen comments on websites written by Koreans, and their comments like, why should we support Black people? Black people don't support Asians. Black people hate Asians. They treat them so badly. Um, Black people are deserving of some of this treatment because of the way that they act. Or I want to explain why the relationship between Black people and Asians, or Latinos and Asians, or Black people and Latinos, why that relationship is the way that it is, so that people can be more understanding and more empathetic. Okay. In America, we have minorities or people of color. People of color means someone who's not white. So Latino, Asian, Black, or sometimes you hear the term brown, which includes Latinos and people who are from the Middle East. People of color and minorities is a term that's very American. I know in England they use a different term, but anyway. Um, so, oh, that reminds me. Sometimes when I ask my students, when I have a conversation about race, they tell me that they're yellow. No, not yellow. It is politically incorrect. It is culturally wrong if someone calls you yellow or oriental. If someone says those words to you in America, you should hit them. Okay, not hit them, but they are bad people. So do not let anyone call you yellow or oriental. Asian, Asian, Asian. Okay. Okay, so I don't know if this is a metaphor or an analogy or an allegory, or I don't know what this is, but it's a story. I want you to imagine that there are three people sitting at three tables in a coffee shop. So these three people are sitting at three tables in a coffee shop, and a guy walks in. He ignores the man at the first table, just completely ignores him, doesn't look at him, doesn't say anything to him, doesn't acknowledge that he exists. If he does, he looks at the man with disgust, like, then this man goes up to the man at the second table and he yells at him. He yells at him for 10 minutes, calls him stupid, calls him lazy, tells him to go home, tells him that he's bad, just yells and yells and yells and yells. Then this man walks up to the third man and just punches him right in the face. No words, just punch. And then the man walks out of the coffee shop. All three of these people have been mistreated. They've all been hurt. They're all feeling very strong emotions. The man who has been ignored is feeling sad because he's been treated as if he's not even human. He's less than. He doesn't exist. He's not worthy of attention. The man who got yelled at is sad because he's been attacked emotionally and it hurts. And the man who got hit, he's angry and he's sad because he got hit. How does this relate to racism in America? Because each person is feeling their own pain regarding how they were treated, they can't fully understand or empathize with the other person's pain. The man who got hit thinks his situation is the worst because I got hit. That's the worst thing. I got hit. And the man who got yelled at says, yeah, you got hit, but you'll heal. I got yelled at. I'm emotionally hurt. I'm going to feel this pain for years. And the man who got ignored says, yeah, you got hit, you got yelled at, but I got ignored. I don't even exist. I don't have any value. It's not that they can't see that the other person has been hurt, but they're so in their own pain that they cannot fully sympathize or empathize with the other people. And then it becomes an argument between them about whose pain is worse, whose situation is worse. No, being ignored is the worst. No, being hit is the worst. No, being yelled at is the worst. And they attack each other instead of going after the man who hurt them. This is racism in America. And this is why minorities in America don't fully support each other. Asians are considered the model minority, the perfect minority, but they're invisible. They don't exist. They're not given time or attention. They're ignored. Latinos, no matter how many generations they've been in this country, it's still not their country. Go home. Go back where you belong. You're lazy. You're not a real American. Speak English. And the Black people, they get hit or kneeled on or shot or choked. And so when it comes time for minorities to support each other, they're so deep in their own pain at their own situation that it's very hard for them to support other people. So I mentioned in my last video that this keeps the minorities fighting each other because they've been pitted against each other. They attack each other. So when you're wondering why don't people support each other in America? Remember that this is just 3 people in the coffee shop, but we could have a huge coffee shop in America that includes Muslims, that includes women, that includes gays and transgenders, and includes people who have physical or mental disabilities. There is discrimination against so many different people, and everyone is feeling their own pain, and no one, and I don't want to say no one, but it's hard to empathize when you are suffering yourself. With all of the people is that Black Lives Matter is about African Americans in America, or generally Black people in America. And so I think a lot of other people of color don't feel like they're getting the same benefit from it. And so on the one hand, this is great, but on the other hand, this is great for you, but what about me? Because where were Black people when Asians were getting yelled at about coronavirus? And where were Asians when Latinos were being locked in cages by Donald Trump? And so it's hard for some people to get behind Black Lives Matter because it's like, what about me? And I completely understand that. And that is a perfectly valid feeling to have because we're all in pain. I just want people to know that that's the feeling that they have. I want people to be aware that the reason you feel this way, the reason you feel anger at Black Lives Matter is not because Black people are bad. The reason you feel angry at Black Lives Matter is you have some of your own pain in your heart. And you don't know when someone will take the time to care about you and your pain as much as they're currently caring about Black people. It's a very acceptable feeling of selfishness. When is it my turn? And I don't think it's wrong that people have that feeling. I just think that it's important for people to know that they have that feeling, to know that why they have that feeling. So when you are writing a comment on the internet, why should we support Black people when they don't support Asians? Understand that the reason you feel that way is because you're worried your time will never come. And as a Black American, I never thought that this time would come. This is a time that I never thought would happen. And I am hopeful that this time will come for every single underrepresented group. I am hopeful that this time will come for Latinos and Asians and transgender and gays and women and religious minorities. Be hopeful, be patient, be optimistic, be aware of why you're angry before you write it on the internet. Okay, bye.